Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ottoville High School as we are privileged to have tonight's basketball game between the home team, the Ottoville Big Green, versus the visiting team, Fort Jennings Musketeers. Josiah, this is kind of a backyard rivalry, right? When you got both schools that can almost probably see the one another from each school. If you stand on the top of each school, you can probably see each other so close to each other. They know each other well. They probably hang out with each other in the summer. These two teams know a lot about each other. The other thing that we can talk about tonight is this is the second time they played each other. So the first one was for fun. This one's for the PCL. So any thoughts to add to that?
Yeah, like you said, both these programs know each other very well. Being from the area is almost like you throw a baseball into the backyard of the other school. So, yeah, they come in already playing each other. A little bit different dynamic for a lot of teams around here, playing the same school twice. As you said, Fort Jennings came away with the 5-point win there early in the year. So both teams, this big game in the Putnam County League.
Right, they both get to play each game at their home gym, so it's a good moneymaker. If you look around and scan the area, there's not many open seats on the visiting side as well as the home Ottoville. So again, a lot of the people that come around in this community come out and watch this. As you look on the lining, the floor was done really nice. Is all the emergency people from both communities, Fort Jennings and Ottoville, got honored before we start. So that was really cool by both communities. So we'll go with some starting lineups.
Yeah, let's look at the visiting starting lineups for the Fort Jennings Musketeers, led by Heath Steckschulte. They come in 10-5 on the year, 2-2 in the Putnam County League. Starting for them, number 1, senior Owen Cavalich. Number 2, the lone junior on the starting lineup, Calvin Menke. Another senior, Jaron Swick, the leading scorer for Fort Jennings, comes in averaging almost 16 points in the evening. Number 14, the senior Brant Menke, comes in as guard. And finally, this round out the starting lineup, Adam Hurston, number 24, the 6-foot senior. Looking at our home team on the scoreboard for the Ottoville Big Green. And same starters have been all season. Number 2, the lone junior, also starting for Ottoville, is Ashton Miller. He comes in averaging 12.5 points on the night. Number 3, Garrett Strentman, senior. Number 4, Alex Lease. Number 5, Brandon Cavalich, comes in averaging just about 8 points a game. And number 10, the leading scorer for the Ottoville Big Green, the senior, Landon Horstman.
So tonight's contest, see if Ottoville can come away with a little bit of revenge from the first round. We'll take a short timeout. More after this on WOSN. Welcome back here to Ottoville High School as we're about set to tip tonight's ball game as the first responders from both communities are exiting the floor as we're ready to jump. Some of the officials tonight, Denny Morris, Mitch Orn, and Dylan Woods will be the officials as the Musketeers come away with the opening tip. Coming across the timeline, Ottoville man-to-man. Fort Jennings working around the timeline, kicks the ball across the Cavalich. Cavalich driving, nowhere to go, kind of gets caught in the air, and that's tonight's first turnover. Good defense by Miller there.
Yeah, we saw Owen Cavalich get a little quick with his feet there, went up in the air, but Ottoville, known for their strong defense, not allowing him to go anywhere and travel and turn the ball over to the Big Green.
Absolutely. Keith Eundorf, the head coach of the Big Green, is a Dave Sweet disciple, and Dave Sweets was an OG for a lot of years, and Dave Sweets was very good on the defensive end as Miller drives it in, puts first 2 in for tonight's ball game.
Well, that's a good sign for Ottoville, getting Ashton Miller involved early and often.
Yes.
Second leading scorer, 12.5 points, so good sign for them early.
Yeah. As Menke answers back for Jennings, kind of goes one-on-one, gets in the paint, jumps up and turns that one around, not bad. Miller hard with the left hand, loses off, be turnover against Ottoville. Tonight's scoreboard sponsors Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, located in Walpock, Delphus, and St. Mary's. locally owned and operated. Lee's not just famous for chicken, we are famous for catering too. For Jennings kind of doing a little switch as Cavillage gets down the lane, or Menke, excuse me. Rebound by Horseman.
Calvin Menke being aggressive here early,
Yes.
trying to attack the rim. Both possessions here for the Musketeers. Uses that left hand, just unable to knock it down, and a good rebound there by Landon Horseman.
The Musketeers kind of want to weave it a little bit and trying to exploit you by driving to the lane. As Miller kind of surveying and throws the ball out of bounds. Kind of looked like Cavillage from Ottoville thought to go back door, and Miller thought he was going to go out there and get it. Kind of got their wires crosses. Kind of.
And see Coach Udendorf not too happy with his point guard there.
Yeah.
Can't give up those possessions here early.
Yeah. And I think he's kind of on Horseman to get himself a little bit aggressive in that paint. Now Swick kind of posts up. Nice outlet pass to Kirsten out there, knocks one down. Brings our Lee's famous recipe scoreboard. For Jennings 5, Ottoville 2. Miller surveying around the three-point line in the corner. To Lease, now back up top to Miller. Miller throws it to Horseman. Lease kind of looking around. Coming off a double screen is Lease. Lease a little bit outside. Rebound there by Menke. Menke quickly across the timeline. Kind of looking. Nice little drop pass as Horseman blocks it out of bounds. Good defense by Horseman to turn that one away. But a good job by Menke to get in that paint, right? To draw the big and dish it off to him. Great unselfish play by Menke.
Yeah, we've seen Menke so far just be aggressive. Yeah. And Ottoville's going to have to adjust to see if they can slow him down. But a good pass inside, but good recovery by Landon Horseman to block the ball, just unable to get the ball and corral it. And
a good job by Ottoville so far, holding the Musketeers' leading score without a shot yet. Is as Cavillage comes up a little bit short as Miller rebounds, gets across the timeline.
Yeah, both teams finding some openings from the outside, just unable to knock it down. So far, it's only been Adam Hirschman with the three-point, and another turnover there by Ashton Miller.
Yeah, it's his third.
And we've seen that this year a couple times, is he struggled with turning the ball over, especially early in the game until he calms down. He's got to find ways to take care of the ball for this offense.
Absolutely. For Jennings quickly across the timeline out to Swick. First time he's kind of had some opening, and he knows what to do with it when he's open. He knocks down a three, wide open. As Ottoville takes this first time out. We'll take one, too. More after this. WOSN. Welcome back to Ottoville High School, as tonight's scoreboard sponsor is Lee's Famous Recipe. Lee's Famous Recipes Chicken, located in Walpock, Delphus, and St. Mary's. Locally owned and operated. Lee's is not just famous for chicken, we're famous for catering too. Ottoville inbounds the ball as Miller brings it across the timeline. Comes a nice jump stop there.
Coach Udendorf, during that timeout, you could tell, getting on his players, trying to get them to remember the scouting report.
And they ran some offense there, right? They ran offense. They got a nice shot for Miller. He makes his second shot of the game to make it three. There's good surveying there. The Musketeers trying to get in. There's Menke again. Passes the ball to the other Menke. Comes up short. Good block by Lease. Cavillage comes away with it quickly across the timeline. Lease left open. Thought twice. Miller says, I'll take it. Oh, comes up a little bit short. Rebound to Swick. Swick going coast to coast. Comes up off. Outside. Comes up a little short. Rebound by Ottoville. Out to Miller. Back out to Lease. Lease a little short. Great box out. Swick goes and gets it.
Both teams really trying to fire from outside here.
Good penetration. This Swick kicks it out. as Hobart goes a little strong, comes a little lame. Hope he's okay. Kind of holding his foot down there, trying to get up. 3 by Trentman. And now we got a little official timeout. Good job. As Hobart comes up lame, trying to get off. Before Jennings going to call a 30-second timeout. We'll take 1, 2. More after this on WOSN. Welcome back to Ottoville High School. WOSN channel stream. You can stream the WOSN channel anytime, anywhere for only $8 per month. Download from Roku or Apple TV or sign up at app-wosn-.tv. Ottoville switched to a 1-3-1. Quickly kind of going inside out as Mankey's been getting in that paint all night so far. Good rebound by Trentman as Mankey's shot from the corner comes up a little short. Both teams a little short on their threes tonight, Josiah.
Yeah, both of them a little aggressive as we have an offensive foul called on Ashton Miller here.
Yeah, and I think he might have got a beef, but I think what he did is he extended that arm, and the veteran official, Denny Morris, didn't like that, so he called a charge. I think because he pushed him away. Coach Utendorf is not happy.
Yeah, and you can see he likes to go to that left.
Yeah.
See if he can attack the rim, and Fort Jennings made the adjustment and got the turnover.
And good job by Cavillage. Just does everything right but make the basket. Good rebound by Horseman.
Yeah, almost looked like he was surprised he had that much space.
As Miller kind of goes inside, and I think Calvin Mankey gets his hand in there a little bit, gets his first, team first. Fort Jennings 8, Ottoville 5 on the Lee's Famous Recipe scoreboard. Horseman trying to survey what's going on, kicks it out to Miller. Miller looking to penetrate Mankey. Mankey's been on him all night. He's going to get called for another one. Yes, he did push off again on that one.
And that's
will be his second, team second.
Another turnover.
Yep.
For Utendorf's squad here. And that could be a big one here as Ashton Miller comes in averaging almost 13 points a game. So he's going to have to sit for a little while.
And again, he's the only one that scored. He's got 5. So into the ball game brings in Joe Lease, the 5'8" sophomore guard for the Big Green, looking like he's going to have to run the point. And not only that, but have to guard Mankey, trying to keep him out of the paint. Ottoville back to man-to-man. Switch off when Swick does a great job, unselfish, and gets Hurston a nice open look inside.
We see how much of a crowd Swick gathers as Ottoville was shifting their defense over to him. He was able to find his teammate Hurston right beside the basket and extend this to a 5-point lead.
Right. And the Musketeers are doing a good job of guarding one-on-one, right? They haven't had to help much, and therefore is causing some very difficult shots for Ottoville, just like that one, as Horseman just missed that one. There's Mankey trying to get in. Kicks it out to Calvin Mankey. No, excuse me, Brant Mankey. Now to Swick. Mankey. Cavillage on the outside, little screen and roll. Ottoville defend that pretty well. Give and go, good ribbon, give and go for Cavillage down the lane. His first 2 of the night, 12-5 on the Lee's Famous Recipe scoreboard in favor of the Musketeers. Ooh, Mankey gets his hand in there. Might call an over and back call. Yes, sir. Turnover number 6 for the Big Green.
And that's really been the story here in this first quarter, is Ottoville not able to take care of the ball right now. But this Musketeers defense being aggressive, as you said, playing together as a team, but not having to really help much, which then allows them to be able to rebound and get the ball and go the other way.
Right, they're doing a really on-ball defense, has been pretty good. And they've been hurting Ottoville at this give and go as Cowboys try to get it. But good job by Lease to Joe, the sophomore, Joe Lease, to get there and kind of cause the turnover. Horseman brings it across the timeline, so they're going to use their 6'4" forward as now kind of a point forward, maybe to try to change things up. as Alex Lease into the paint for Joe Lease. Now Alex Lease. Trentman just a little off as Swick comes away with a no hurry. Just going to let this run out. So after one, Fort Jennings 12, Ottoville 5. We'll take a short timeout. More after this on WOSN. Do you like watching the games on WSN and maybe you're not by your computer? Well, you can stream the WSN channel anytime, anywhere for only $8 per month. Download from Roku or Apple TV or sign up at app.wsn.tv, which I use that at my house as well. So, you know, I cut the cord a long time ago and I use the WS streaming app and it works pretty well. Ottoville inbounds the ball. This is set to start this second quarter as Horseman is the point forward for the Big Green. Kind of little weave. That's Cavillage out to Lease. Comes up just a little long.
Well, Fort Jennings doing a great job on the defensive glass, not allowing Ottoville any second opportunities here and it's leading some quick offense.
Yep. Menke, Calvin Menke.
That's the third three of the night already for this Musketeers team.
Right. Good job by Ottoville to try to come away, get the Horseman, nice pass. Good fake by Cavillage, he gets the basket. First basket other than Ashton Miller. 15-7 in favor of the Musketeers. Menke in, ooh. Almost an and one there. Calvin Menke hard to the rim. He's been controlling the offensive end. He gets into the paint, gets somebody an open look. He's been prodding into the paint, kicking it out, getting guys cuts. He's made some outside jumper. And he's been the catalyst for the Fort Jennings Musketeers tonight. First one is a little short.
Well, if you see Fort Jennings, they like to do that dribble weave. And they've been patient to go side to side a couple times, waiting, as you said, kind of prodding that middle. Once they find it, they're attacking hard. It's created some good offense.
Yeah, Menke makes the second one. So that gives him 4 in the quarter. Big Green during that foul shot. Ashton Miller checked in for Ottoville. Got to get some offense before good step in by Horseman. Kind of looking. Little jump stop, good. Good job by Horseman. I think Ottoville's going to need some of that. Fort Jennings quickly down as Swick gets kind of a trail 3. Comes up a little short. Horseman quickly across the timeline, pushing the ball. Out to Cavillage, comes up short. Swick gets it. Surveys, pushes it ahead. Seeing if anybody's going to pick him up. Now decides different. Not a good little high screen. Little jumper from the elbow. Knocks it down. Gives Swick 5. First 2 in this quarter.
2 possessions in a row. Jaron Swick's been able to find a little bit of space. He's not one you want to leave open too many times. He's going to knock it down, and he did that there on that possession.
I think they kind of relaxed a little bit. He kind of lulled him into sleep as Horseman takes a deep 3. Right? Sometimes you just need to see the ball go in the net, and he kind of sized up the 3. Ottoville's going to need more of that.
Yeah, Horseman only shooting 18% from beyond the arc today and knocks down a big one to cut into this lead.
Yeah, I think that 2-3 zone caused a little bit of problem as the shot is blocked by Cavillage. Swick coming quickly back. Horseman steps in front. Good job by him. He didn't foul, right? Swick kind of had to go sideways to get past him. Caused a tough shot. Come away with the rebound. Good defense there by Horseman.
Yeah, if you're a defender, if you're allowed to hold your ground where you're at, as long as you're not reaching in, he did a good job with that.
Yeah, and he went straight up. His arms straight up. He's running, swinging it out. Trentman looking inside, right? Not go to the hot hand. Dips his shoulders, 2. That gives him 7 for the quarter, 7 in a row. Timeout for Jennings. We'll take 1-2. More to this on WSN. Welcome back here to Ottoville High School as the Ottoville Big Green has cut into this lead. Once was 11, now it's down to 4. So Horseman has come on this quarter. He has 7 in the quarter, and the 7 last points for Ottoville. Hit himself a good move in the paint, hit a 3, came back with another good move. Ottoville's going to need more of that. He kind of was disappeared that first quarter. He's shown up this second quarter. Good job by maybe the Ottoville Big Green coaching staff that said, hey, you be a little bit more aggressive. Big Green kind of increasing the full court press, 2-2-1 press. Looks like they're back into a 2-3. Maybe to kind of make it so Ashton Miller doesn't pick up a third one. Maybe they're getting kind of worried about getting the dribble penetration. Down in to Menke up top. As Brant Menke goes and gets it and kind of steps on the line for the turnover for the Big Green. Again, I think this 2-3 zone is causing some problems for the Musketeers.
Well, like you said, Fort Jennings had been able to get into the paint whenever they wanted to against that man-to-man. And so I think this is a good call by Coach Udendorf, is to just mix it up a little bit, allow your guys to kind of calm down.
In the corner, 3 goes a little bit long. Horseman battles for the rebound. They're going to call it off him as Cortana from the corner just comes up a little short. Big Green in their 2-2-1 press back to 2-3 as the Musketeers thought they could press a little bit too. Doesn't really have any problems. Musketeers quickly across the timeline, but this is where they've had problems. They haven't really had the press, didn't really bother them, but this 2-3 zone has kind of caused them fits a little bit. And looking to get Swick in that elbow area. Good job by Ottoville to recognize that. Menke to Calvin Menke, gets in that paint where he's been all night, comes up a little short. Horseman battles for it, comes away with the defensive rebound. Quickly to Miller. Miller pushing. Takes the high screen.
Yeah, the big difference here in this second quarter, Ottoville's really taking care of the ball. Almost a turnover there. Oh, good hustle
by Cavillage. We're going to call a jump ball.
Yeah, and that was just Owen Cavillage out hustling 2 players.
And again, he came from nowhere. He just wanted it more. Brandon Cavillage and Joe Lease in for the Big Green. And Hudson Mag checks in for the first time for the Musketeers. So Brent Menke takes the ball out of bounds against this 2-3 zone. Out to Swick, good one to throw it into. Comes up a little short. Rebound by Alex Lease. Kind of slowed it down. In the ball hand to Miller, throws it ahead to Joe Lease. Now to Miller, to Horseman.
Well, we've seen the difference of this Ottoville offense with Ashton Miller at that point guard. They're a little bit more calm. They run their sets. Had to figure out a way while he's on the bench, and that's what he brings also.
Right. Be able to get to the mid-range jumper, jump stop, go up and jumps over somebody. Ottoville kind of morphed that into like a 3/4 court 2-2-1 press back to a 2-3 zone, which I think they're playing this pretty good tonight. Around to Hudson. Brant Menke in the corner to Hudson Mag. Hudson Mag goes along, and they're going to call foul on Swick. I thought they maybe were going to get that on Miller, been his 3rd, but Swick's first, team first. Jennings into like a 3/4 court, full court press a little bit, man-to-man, kind of a token press, basically kind of slowing Ottoville down. Missed Horseman on the roll. Lease looked at fouling up, and Miller says, I'll take it. Knocks down a 3. Gives him 10 for the game, 5 in the corner, 5 in each half. So now Ottoville on top, 19-18 on the Lee's Famous Recipe scoreboard.
Yeah, a lot of 3s going up tonight for both teams. Now both 3 made 3s each. So, neither team shy from shooting it from beyond the arc, and The big shot by Miller coming in, knowing that he can't pick up that third foul, but it's been a big push in this offense.
Yeah. And you know, sometimes as a shooter, as you well know, Josiah, all you got to do is see it go in a few times. And then, man, that basket gets as big as it can be. As Hudson Mag misses another one, Miller fights and at least runs it down. Good job by Miller, kind of tipped that away. He was in between two Musketeers, and he kind of tipped it over to the other side. Quickly across, a little bit of too high action and screen. The missed Horseman down low, Cavillage did. Now they get it to him. Kind of going to work, they kind of double team him. Now out to Lease in the corner. Oh, in and out.
Yeah, that would have been a big one. You could tell the Ottoville fans are ready to get up.
Hudson Mag to the corner. Just missed it. That was a good shot by Lease. Hudson Mag on the wing. This 2-3 is causing problems. Swick, turnaround jumper. No good. Fight for. Come away from Alex Lease. Now to Miller. I think Ottoville might take the last shot.
Yeah, I'm not sure once Ottoville went to that 2-3 zone, if Fort Jennings really has scored since. Been a good adjustment for Fort Jennings. Got to figure out a way, see if they can get into the gaps of that 2-3 zone. But as you said, I think Ottoville's going to hold it for that last shot here.
I think you're right. And again, what they've done is not allowed that penetration, right? That penetration caused Ottoville fits that first quarter. They took that away. And you mentioned it again, Josiah, that they're having a hard time scoring. So Horseman dribbling up top with really nobody guarding him. Hurston's kind of 6 feet away. Horseman kind of gets taken away by Cavillage. Cavillage quick to Brant Menke. He comes away, no good. That'll end the second quarter as both coaches kind of not happy with officials. That ends the second quarter. Ottoville 19, Fort Jennings 18. We'll take a short timeout. Come more after this on WOSN. Welcome back here to Ottoville High School as we're almost set to begin the second half action between the Ottoville Brick Green and the Fort Jennings Musketeers. Josiah, maybe some halftime adjustments that maybe you would think that you would do?
Yeah, if you're Fort Jennings, you know, the first thing you got to figure out is that 2-3 zone. If I'm Coach Udendorf, I'm going to stick with it. Fort Jennings struggled to get really any momentum going against that 2-3 zone. They got to find a way to score against it. And if you're Ottoville Big Green, you know, a little bit nervous. Your point guard goes out early with 2 fouls, but he comes in, provides some instant offense, scores 10 points there in that first half. But if you're Ottoville Big Green, you got to find a way to get the ball into Landon Horseman's hands. You know, not only has Fort Jennings doubled him when he got it into the post, but he's such a great passer. He can distribute the ball. They got to find ways to get him touches close to the basket.
Absolutely. You got some guys, some open looks. They really haven't made much of them in the first half, but maybe the second half they will. Kind of touched on that 2-3, right? You know, sometimes you say 2-3, oh, we got to make outside shots. That's kind of what Ottoville did. They took the view, the eyes out of the Musketeers who got into the lane, and that caused so much problem in that zone, kept them out of the lane, and then made them a perimeter jump shooting team. And therefore, Ottoville crept right back into this game.
Yeah, that second quarter was a 14-6 quarter in favor of Ottoville, and that's how they got this lead.
Just like you drew it up, get the ball to Horseman, made a good pass. He passed the ball out to Garrett Trentman, who goes in for his first 2 points of the night.
And Ottoville back into that 2-2-1 full court pressure just to try to slow down this Fort Jennings team, and they're back in that 2-3 zone.
There's Cavillage who knocks one down for the Musketeers.
Well, that's a great response if you're Fort Jennings.
Right.
Come out and knock down an outside shot, force Ottoville to creep out a little bit on the next defensive possession.
Right. Into Horseman, and he gets triple teamed this time. Kind of surveying, trying to wave himself out as they converge, as Swick comes away with the steal. Quickly across the timeline. Again, Fort Jennings wants to push the action because they want to get Cavillage in there to do that, just that. Kind of the same success they had in the first half. Cavillage getting into the paint. No, not Cavillage, excuse me, Menke into the paint. I apologize for that. Calvin Menke.
Yeah, and Ottoville decided to come out of that 2-3 zone. Didn't ever get set up, and
Horseman back in,
by Horseman.
Did such a good job. He buried him right at the rim, kind of stepped in front. They won a little bit high-low.
Yeah, if you're one of those post players out there,
that was impressive.
You got to establish position early, and you saw him bury his man underneath the basket in great position there, and goes up, opportunity for a free throw here.
Right, first foul on Adam Hurston, the 6-foot senior.
And that was the first free throw of the night for Ottoville.
Yep, and they threw it away. Brant Menke kind of threw it up to try to get it to Hurston and kind of went off his hands out of bounds.
Yeah, and only the third turnover on the night for this Fort Jennings team. Have done a really good job of taking care of the ball, not giving up any possessions here early. So we'll see if Ottoville opportunity here. Can they extend this 1-point lead?
Yeah. 1-point lead on the Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken scoreboard. Gets the ball out to a three-pointer. There's that man again. Horseman gets it. Kind of loses it out of bounds for a turnover for the Big Green. Coach Udendorf probably would wish he just would get that ball out and kind of run a set, get himself in the post, and he's been go to work. He's been causing a lot of problems, either scoring or dishing out to his teammates.
Well, and sometimes the best offense comes off of offensive rebounds.
Absolutely.
If you can kick it out, find somebody and get them open.
Swick trying to survey, got out to Menke. To Menke, look at that. Ooh, Horseman blocks Hurston. Cavlich straight on three, good.
2 big threes by Owen Cavlich here to start this second half. That gives him 8 points on the night. Fort Jennings up 2.
Miller is going to be fouled by Cavlich. Be his first, team's second of this third quarter.
I'm a little surprised, though, Ottoville's come out of that 2-3 zone.
Yeah, me too.
Last 2 possessions, Fort Jennings have had a lot. Oh, almost a turnover here.
Good job by Alex Lees to go run that down as Horseman quickly goes across the timeline, becomes point forward. Hurston trying to guard him, now way away from the basket. To Miller. Screen for Horseman. Lees on the outside, knocks down a 3.
Yeah, Alex Lees, first 3 of the night. Comes in shooting 33% from beyond the arc and is able to knock it down.
Yeah, and it goes off of Calvin Menke's foot. Kind of handled the bump and he lost the ball and it ran out of bounds. He got into the paint, just kind of got bumped off his line. Unfortunately for him, it goes out of bounds. You know, he's doing what he's been very successful at tonight. It just, the bump made him lose the ball and it went out of bounds. Horseman. Lees back out to Miller. Miller quick. Ooh, almost. Cavlich almost run down for Ottoville. Calvin Menke crossed to Brant Menke. Menke inside. Ooh, Hurston runs that one down. Good for him. Swick really hasn't had many looks. Ottoville's done a good job as he gets to the lane. Good job. Calls the switch. Sized up the big man. Goes right around him for 2. Great offense there by Jaron Swick.
Yeah, good decision there by Swick. Saw he had the mismatch. Knew he was a little bit quicker than Horseman. Attacks the rim. Finishes a tough shot because Horseman, that size and length, was able to at least make it difficult on him, but he's able to knock it down.
Yep. That's Coach Udendorf's going to call a timeout. We'll take one, too. More after this on WSN. Tonight's scoreboard sponsor is Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, located in Walpock, Delphus, and St. Mary's. Locally owned and operated. Lee's is not just famous for chicken, we're famous for catering too. Welcome back to Ottoville High School, as on the Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken scoreboard has the guest from Fort Jennings Musketeers, leading 28-27 as number 25 checks in, and that is Ian Hobart, who kind of got injured. Then he played about 30 seconds in that second quarter, tweaked his ankle a little bit. Good to see him back in the ball game.
We'll see Horseman getting a little bit of a break here, so Coach Steckschulte knew he didn't have to have as much size in there.
Yeah, it's a good cut there by Cavlich. Brandon Cavlich cuts in there. Got to just pinballed off a couple Musketeers, and ball goes off of bounds. Coach Udendorf wants the foul.
If you know anything about Putnam County League basketball, it's going to be physical, it's going to be tough, and we saw it there on the last possession.
Yeah, you can't be soft to get yourself in the lane. You're going to get bumped, you're going to get hit. Probably ain't going to get a foul either. Miller trying to weave his way into the basket. Wanted Lease to go back, or Trentman to go back door. He didn't. Alex Lease puts it in his left hands around Menke, and Menke's going to get his second foul. Alex is his, or be Brandt's first, team's third of this third quarter. Alex Lease at the line. First one's up and good. 4 in the quarter. 4 for the night, 4 in this quarter. So good job, Alex, come on for the Big Green, who need some other scoring. Misses the second. Quickly across to Swick. They're doubling as soon as he gets it. Cavillage to Menke out to. They leave Swick wide open for a 3. Don't miss many of those as Cavillage hustling down, and they're going to call foul on Cavillage. Owen Cavillage be his second. Team's fourth, so next one will be a 2-shot foul for the Big Green. They got 4.
Coach Texel not too happy with that call.
No, both coaches pretty animated for the officials.
Yeah, giving the official a little bit of an earful.
Yes.
Thought his player was held, but official saw it the other way. It's back to the Big Green.
Trentman trying to get in there. Weaves, dances, fall away a little short. Swick comes away with it. Again, when he rebounds, he pretty much pushes the action. Big Green's got to pick him up way before that 3-point line as Nick Fortena picks him up. Menke to Cavillage. There's Swick. Going to pass a little screen and roll. Cavillage. They're going to call him out of bounds. Yep, that's right. That's a turnover. Good call by the official, Denny Morris. He stepped out of bounds and come back in. Once you go out of bounds, that's an automatic turnover. That's a rule that was put into place about, I would say 5 or 6 years ago that not many people know.
Turnover number 5 on the night for Fort Jennings.
You can't go out of bounds. That is a turnover if you want to be in play. So Miller trying to get in there. They quickly look to double him, leaving Lease in the corner. Lease back out to Fortena. 3 short. Horseman got back in there.
Yeah, good box out there by Horseman, allowing the ball to hit the ground and allowing his teammate to get it.
Swick into the paint. Hurston. Back to Swick, right hand, Curvan, right? A little between his legs, still let him go to his right hand.
What a take.
Yeah, what a take. Took 2. Wow, that was some muscles, like I'm going to the rim. Stop me if you can. Wow, what a take by that young man.
Saw that dribble through the leg, and two defenders there, able to throw it up over his shoulder, and opportunity for a 3-point play.
You know, I'm so impressed of how he can get to his right hand, right? He goes to the left, kind of sets you up, gets you to move, and then he goes right hard to that right hand. Is all he needs, a little space, and once he gets there, he goes hard. He missed that foul shot, though, unfortunately. What a heck of a move. Ashton Miller straight on 3, good. Gives him 13 on the night, first 3 of the quarter.
Third 3 of the night, been big for this offense.
Calvin Menke runner, we're going to call a block on Horseman. Be his second, team 3rd of this quarter. Sorry, team 2nd. Calvin Menke's first one's up and good. He's got us all knotted at 31 here on the Lee's famous recipe chicken scoreboard. Ian Hobart back in for the Musketeers. In for Ottoville, Trentman and Cavillage. Checking in. Out goes Lease and Cortana. Menke second. Up and good. Comes away with 2 there. Gives him 4 in the quarter. 10 for the evening. Tie. Team's highest scorer. Horseman to Miller. Miller deep 3, a little long. Rebound by Swick, hard to the right hand. Like a freight train going down. Kind of got himself in a little bit of trouble. You leave your feet and turned over. Leaving Trentman in the corner, a little short.
Both teams just racing up and down the court.
Right, when somebody gets a rebound, they just put their head down and go. Stop you if you can.
I think if you're Swick on that last possession, it looked like he had the ability to go up.
Correct.
Through some contact there, but decides to take that extra dribble and kind of put him underneath the basket.
Got himself in trouble, tried to jump to make a pass. And unfortunate for him, he turned the ball over. So Musketeers take the ball out of bounds. Out to Swick, fakes the shot, hard to that right hand. Out to Brant Menke. Call sets up the set. Hands off to Calvin Menke. And good job by Alex Lease to knock that one out of bounds. The Musketeers with a 1-point lead, 32-31, with 45 seconds left to go here in this third quarter. We'll see if the Musketeers try for the last shot as Menke kind of sets up the play. I don't know if this is in there to hold the ball this long. Swick out to Calvin Menke.
I think if you're Fort Jennings, you want to run some offense. If you can get a layup.
And that's going to be a foul on Horseman. Good job. I think that's 3 on him.
We see Calvin Menke continue to just be aggressive to attack the rim. Haven't seen that 2-3 zone much here in this third quarter, which we saw a lot in that second quarter. So allowing Fort Jennings to really get to the rim.
Yeah, I think what happened is Cavaliers hit a couple threes to get Ottoville out of that. Fortana checks in for Ottoville for Horseman. Cavaliers checks back in for Hurston. Calvin Menke. Second one's up and good. Gives him 4 in the quarter, 12 for the game. In a 1-2-2 press, trying to slow Ottoville down. Miller across the Cavaliers. Cavaliers back to Miller up top. Ottoville see if they hold for 13 seconds left to go in this quarter. Coach Utendorf is calling, looks like too high here. Miller hard with that left hand, goes baseline as Cavaliers does a good job of getting his hand in there and knock it out because they had Garrett Trentman wide open in the corner. Ottoville with 4 seconds left in this third quarter. Inbounds the ball. Swick kind of knocked it out. 2.3. Ottoville gets the ball out of bounds underneath. See what Ottoville can come up with here. To Trentman in the corner. No good. That'll bring us to the end of tonight's third quarter. Fort Jennings 34, Ottoville 31. We'll take a short timeout. More to this in WSN. Tonight's scoreboard sponsors Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, located in Wapak, Delphos, and St. Mary's, locally owned and operated. Lee's is not just famous for chicken, we're famous for catering too. About set to begin here in tonight's fourth quarter, as last quarter, the Fort Jennings Musketeers outscored Ottoville 16-12, and they turned a 1-point deficit into a 3-point lead here on the Lee's Famous Recipe scoreboard. Fort Jennings 34, Ottoville 31, and Ottoville into a 1-3-1. Leaves Cavaliers open for the 3. Comes away a little bit short as Cavaliers, or Menke runs that one down. Throws it.
It looked like Ottoville kind of now back in that 2-3 zone. Didn't run it a whole lot came out at halftime with it, but then Fort Jennings knocked down a couple threes and they stepped out of it. So we'll see if Fort Jennings can make some adjustments. And not really sure. It's 1-3-1, 2-3.
Yeah, it's kind of morphed into like a matchup a little bit. Maybe a 1-3-1. Ooh, nice cut, but good hands by Horseman to get in there and knock that one away as Miller quickly across the timeline behind his back.
That's turnover number 7 on the night for Fort Jennings. Ottoville has 10.
Alex Least sizing up a 3. I thought he was going to let that one go. Horseman sets a little ball screen. Horseman hard to that right hand into the lane, kind of runner, a little short. As there's that man, Calvin Menke, seems like he's around the ball all the time. Comes away with the rebound, quickly crossing timeline, goes hard with that left. Oh, no good. Least got a hand on that one, and Horseman clears it away for the Big Green. A little bit of too high. Miller trying to get free. Good job by Fort Jennings, kind of switching all those screens and not let him get free. Here comes another one. Ooh, Horseman sets a Swick's head kind of want ripped around. There it is. There's Horseman in the paint. Just comes away as Cowledge fights for rebound, but Hurston comes away with it. Calvin Menke quickly. Swick, right hand. Back out to Calvin. Calvin throws it to Brandt. Menke. As Coach Schrader says, run it. Kind of spread them out, right? They're going to try to beat them off the dribble, and if they overplay it, they cut back door. Now they're kind of getting Swick on the low post. Now goes the corner.
I see Fort Jennings just being very patient here on this possession.
Very smart offense here. Right, we don't have to force anything. We'll get what we want. And that's what they want. I think they want Swick in the low post, but good job by Brandon Cavillage from Ottoville to kind of hit that ball off of Swick's foot. Tried to save it, but to no avail. He was out of bounds. Turnover, Musketeers. So did you have turnover number 8 for them?
Yep, yes, that's correct. Number 8 on the night.
Miller, left hand all the way to the basket, runner good.
Good take there by Ashton Miller as he saw his teammate Hurston kind of pinning Swick backwards, found the space and made the left-handed layup.
Cavillage for a 3, little long, good box out by Horseman, comes away with it. Quickly to Miller, pushing it as Lease runs to the corner. Tries to get to the lane, hard run-hander, no good. I think he might have had Trentman cutting hard, nobody was on him. Probably should have dropped that one off. Good job by Cavillage to try to keep Swick from getting it.
We'll see Fort Jennings once again slowing it down, trying to keep the pace the way they want it. Good backdoor cut.
And they're going to get a foul on Miller. Yep. He got kind of caught his eyes, fouled the ball just a second to allow Menke to go back door. Good job. Good offense, right? You're going to overplay, you're going to cut back door. If you don't overplay us, then we're going to beat you off the dribble. It's great kind of 5-out offense. See if Calvin Menke can makes the first. Right, he's at the line for 2, and my count, that's 4 in a row for him. See if he can make it 5, and does.
Fort Jennings 7 for 9 from the free throw line here in this game, so those have been big for him.
Right. So timeout by the Musketeers. We'll take 1, 2. More after this. WSN. Tonight's scoreboard sponsor is Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, located in Wapak, Delphos, and St. Mary's. Locally owned and operated, Lee's is not just famous for chicken. We are famous for catering too. Welcome back here at Ottoville High School as we are 4 minutes and 40 seconds remain in the 4th quarter. The Fort Jennings Musketeers are leading 36-33 against the home Ottoville Big Green, and Ottoville Big Green is set to take the ball out of bounds. As you mentioned before break, Josiah, you said that Fort Jennings currently is 7 of 9 from the foul line as the Big Green ain't doing too bad. They're 2 of 3, but they only got there 3 times compared to 9. That tells you how much more aggressive the Musketeers have been offensively, and they're causing a lot of fouls. As Lease got Trentman. Trentman tried to throw to Calvage, comes away with it, passes off to Horseman. I don't know how he got that. Goes up and gets strong. Fouled. I don't know how Calvage came away with it.
Yeah, just a little bit of luck there, I think. Just in the ball, he's able to rip it high, and then a little bit of a shove pass to his teammate Horseman.
And, you know, give Horseman credit for catching that. He had 3 guys draped on him, still comes away with catching the ball. And he rewards himself by getting fouled, as his first foul shot is a little short. I think he's a little tired. .33 Ottoville, 36 for Jennings. Horseman with his second attempt is going to have a lane violation. And we do have a lane violation on the Musketeers. One of the players couldn't hold his balance and kind of fell in, so Horseman will get another attempt to cut into this 3-point lead. This one's also short.
Landon Horseman comes in shooting 71% from the free throw line.
Missed 3 in a row there. I think he's just tired, right? That tells me he's tired. I mean, as a coach, I would think, hey, that's tired. But Coach Udendorf can't afford to take him off. He's been a force in that middle. Can't afford to take him and give him a break. He's got to just play through it. Calvin Mankey again out to half court because he's pretty content. You want to stay in this zone, we'll just throw the ball out here and rinse some time. Ottoville is going to have to go man-to-man, and exactly what the Musketeers want. Calvin Mankey hangs it off to Brant Mankey to Swick. See if Swick can get to that right hand. They're going to call a foul. I don't know who they're going to call that on. Looks like they're going to call it on Owen Cavillage. They're going to call I don't know if he pushed or what on that screen. They had a nice screen set for Calvin Mankey for a 3. I'm going to call a foul on Cavillage. See if Ottoville can cut into this 3-point lead. For Jennings 36, Ottoville 33.
Yeah, can Ottoville get the ball into Horseman, but a great take there.
Oh, good job by Swick to come get that one.
Yeah, Swick came from nowhere, able to come across, and great block there.
Yeah.
Now Fort Jennings once again up by 3. Can take some time off this clock.
Kind of was worried about who was coming instead of getting to the rim. He needed to get to the rim and make Swick go through him, but he kind of was worried and kind of held the ball. As Jennings will also take a full timeout. We'll take one too. More after this. WSN. You can stream the WOSN channels anytime, anywhere for only $8 per month. Download from Roku or Apple TV, or sign up at app.WSN.TV. Again, if you want to stream WSN, either download it from Roku or Apple TV, or sign up at app.WSN.TV. For Jennings set to take the ball out of bounds, leading 36-33 with 3 minutes and 4 seconds left to go here in this 4th and final quarter. As Mankey takes the ball out of bounds, having a little bit of trouble, throws it to Cavillage. Cavillage and Ashton Miller fight for it. Goes off to Ashton Miller. Out of bounds, Ottoville. So Fort Jennings takes the ball out of bounds. Fort Jennings got pretty lucky on that one, didn't they?
Just looked like that was just a throw it up in the air and hope something good happens.
Somebody goes gets it, right? Just saying our athletes are going to jump higher than your athlete.
I've seen Fort Jennings here just being very patient. Some good back doors.
Block. Coach Udendorf's not going to lock that one. Going to be a block foul on Lucas Horseman as Swick kind of hit the floor pretty hard there. That'll be Horseman's 4th, team's 2nd.
Yeah, That's one of those hard ones.
Yeah.
I think Horseman was right underneath the basket.
Yeah.
So,
and I think he kind of slid under him a little bit. But good job by Swick to go backdoor because he was being denied by Cavillage, number 5, Brandon Cavillage from Ottoville. So he went backdoor, and I believe Calvin Menke made a heck of a pass right to Swick to get fouled as the first one hits off the front iron and goes in. Be Jaron Swick's first point of the quarter, 10 for the night. Second one's up and good. And Ottoville's done a good job keeping Fort Jennings leading scorer under his average so far, but they're having just a hard time as Miller kind of dribbles the ball out of bounds. As Calvin Menke had a little bit of disagreement there with Miller. Swick sets the inbounds. Ottoville into a little bit of full court press, looking to trap. Kind of in a 1-2-2. Horseman's got to be careful he doesn't pick up his 5th. And they're going to call off a Swick out of bounds. Turnover number 9 for the Musketeers. As Adam Hurston quickly in for Hobart. Hobart still kind of hobbled a little bit. That ankle as he kind of hobbled off. Ottoville with only 2 points in this quarter with 2 minutes to go. Having a hard time to put the ball in the basket. Trailing 38-33. Good job by Miller to keep that one away. And Coach Udendorf's going to call a timeout. We'll kind of stay right here. Josiah, Ottoville down 33-38, down 5. Probably got to come up here in this timeout. Probably your best offensive play, right? You got to get at least a decent look at the very least. Probably you would like to come away if you're on the coaching staff with some points here. Why? So you probably could get into suppress or something. What's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think they got to find a way to get the ball into the Horseman's hands. I think even if it's not on the post, he does such a great job of drawing attention to himself and then distributing the ball, especially for those shooters that like to hang around the outside of that three-point line. Can they find a way to get the ball into him, let him maybe attack one-on-one if he can? I know Fort Jennings has been doubling him every time, but if he draws those defenders, can he kick it, find an open shooter? Like you said, they want to be able to set up into that full-court pressure. 2:17, still a lot of time to go in this game, but they got to find a way to get some points on this possession.
Right. I think also in this timeout, realizing you only have a few more timeouts left to go. Are you trying to talk about if we score, this is what we want to do defensively? You probably want to get into some full court stuff, right? You want to get an open look here. Ooh, they had Horseman on the little back screen as Miller has a wide open 3 up top, a little short. Cavillage tries to get it, but Swick too strong, comes away with the rebound. Right, Ottoville right into this press. Quickly across to Hurston. Hurston being strong, gets it to Menke. Ottoville with a little bit of pressure in this man-to-man. Now, which is kind of leads right into what Fort Jennings wants you to do. He wants to come up and press you, and they do such a good job of going backdoor.
Well,
right?
only 2 team fouls so far for Ottoville.
Yep.
So.
Oh, good play by Lease. Oh, Lease gets ball knocked away by Cavillage. Quickly ahead as Menke is fouled hard by Trentman.
As we noted earlier, this game early on in the season, Fort Jennings won this by 5, 50-45. So same difference now.
And again, both teams are playing super aggressive because the refs are kind of letting them play aggressive, and it's not one-sided. Both teams are playing really hard, and they're going after it as Menke goes hard as Horseman comes away with it. Quickly across the timeline, looking to push. Cavillage, Miller with the trail 3, no good. Cavillage goes hard as him and Swick come away with it, and they're going to call a foul, I think, on Cavillage.
Swick's made some really big rebounds here the last couple. Owning that backside rebound.
Yes. And I tell you, he gets his hand on it. You ain't taking it from him. He's got some strong hands. All right, he can elevate. He goes and gets it. He's done a pretty good job tonight on the glass. Again, he's not his team's leading scorer, but he's done a good thing about touching it. Unfortunately, it went off of Trentman's hand. He just couldn't elevate. Almost had a turnover. 1 minute, 13 seconds left to go on the Lee's Famous Recipe scoreboard. Fort Jennings 38, Ottoville 33. Ottoville needs another turnover and a quick score. In to Menke. Menke gets past Trentman. Miller can't foul. Ooh, that's his fourth. Ashton Miller be his fourth. So he's got to be smart if he wants to be here this last minute and 3 seconds, as they're going to send Calvin Menke to the line.
He's knocked down 6 free throws already tonight, so 9 for 11 this Fort Jennings team from the free throw line.
Right, so he's on the line shooting 2, because that's the 5th foul. As soon as we jinxed him. You know, this is a pretty aggressive quarter. By my count, I have Fort Jennings with 4 points, Ottoville with 2. Make that 5. 3 for Menke in this quarter, all from the foul line. He's 3 for 4. Miller.
Ottoville got to get some points here. Attack the rim, still 1 minute left.
Trentman with a deep 3, comes up long. Rebound Menke, Cavillage, out to Swick. Menke, across. Trentman steps in front. Comes away with it. Cavillage has got to go.
Yeah, not a good pass there.
Yep, throws it backwards. Yep. Miller with a trail 3, a little short. Horseman, Cavillage again. Miller deep 3, got it. Timeout, Ottoville. We'll take 1, 2. More after this on WOSN. Welcome back here to Ottoville High School, as we're set to bring to you the last 29.6 seconds on the Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken scoreboard. Fort Jennings has the ball out of bounds. Ottoville sets up their full court. Looks like a 1-2-2 or 1-2-1-1 press. Swick gets the ball into Hurston to Swick and is quickly fouled by Cavillage. So Jaron Swick will head to the foul line for 2, trying to extend this 3-point Musketeers lead. Well, Jennings is sending everybody back, right? Nobody on the foul line. Letting Mr. Swick, Mr. Jaron set it to the foul line, and first one's up and good. Gives him 12 for the night, 4 below his average. Second one's up and good. Gives him 13, 2.9 below his average. Quickly into Miller. Miller up, good screen by Cavillage. Miller's shot a little long. Rebound by Cavillage, trying to outlet it to Hurston. Hurston being strong with it. They're going to call a foul on Lease. Alex Lease. His first, team's 6th. So that'll send Adam Hurston to the foul line, who hasn't scored this evening. Done a lot of dirty work. He's set a lot of great screens. He's rebounded, he's defended. He's done all the stuff that really doesn't show up in the stat book, but you need a guy like him, as his first one comes up empty.
He's drawn the defense of Landon Horseman all night.
And he's done a great job. He's battled him. He's 4 inches smaller as he puts in that second one to extend this lead to 6. as Menke's going to get called for a foul. Smart play by the Musketeers, right? They got 3 to burn before Ottoville will get to the line, so that'll be their third. Be Calvin Menke's second, team third, so they can foul 2 more times, take a little bit more time off this clock. And they're not going to let Miller get an open look. A little long, gets backed into. Unfortunately, that one's a shooting foul. Swick kind of got a little too aggressive.
Yeah, Coach Steckschulte won't be happy about that one.
No, you know, I get it. He wanted to go out there and defend the shooter, but you never want to foul a jump shooter. I don't care if there's 10 seconds left or there's 5 minutes. You don't foul a jump shooter. So sends Miller to the line. This does a lot of things, right? Allows Miller, one, to see the ball go in the basket. Gives him 3 attempts. It allows them to cut into this lead without the clock even running. Made the second.
Well, this could make it a 1-possession game here.
Corton checks in for Ottoville, right? He just now also cuts the 6-point lead in half to 1 possession, and it does. 42-39 in favor of the Musketeers. Into Menke. Menke's quickly fouled by Cavillage. So we'll walk down to the other end as Calvin Menke will try to extend this 3-point Big Green lead as Landon Horseman check is standing on the sidelines ready to check in as both teams are in the double bonus. So the next foul by the Musketeers will also put Ottoville at the line shooting 2. As Menke makes the first. Horseman in, Corton out. So this makes it 2-possession game. That made basket. Menke misses the first, or the second. Quickly to Lease across the Horseman to Miller. Miller 3, a little short. Horseman comes away with it to Lease. Lease's shot's no good. That'll end the game. For Jennings, 43, Ottoville 39. We'll take a short timeout and wrap this one up on WOSN. Welcome back here to Ottoville High School one last time as tonight's ball game goes to the Musketeers 43-39, with the JV also winning for the Fort Jennings Musketeers. Josiah, any parting tips?
Yeah, just looking at some leading scorers for the visitors. It was Calvin Menke with 16 big points. A lot of those came at the free throw line. As we talk about free throws for Fort Jennings, 14 for 19 on the night, compared to Ottoville only getting to the line 8 times tonight. They were 5 for 8. For the Big Green, it was Ashton Miller, 21 points on the night, just not enough to overcome the pressure, this defense of the Fort Jennings Musketeers. So once again, 4-point win for the Fort Jennings Musketeers, 42-39. So they will move then to 3-2 in the Putnam County League. Ottoville will drop to 1-2.
Yeah. So it's a tough battle. It was a very physical game tonight, but the officials let them play. Both teams were very aggressive, very physical. Again, like you said, where the game was won, it was won at the foul line, where Fort Jennings got there more, made more, and come away with a 4-point victory. So for Josiah Stober, I'm Scott Magg. Have a pleasant evening and see you next time. Good night, everybody.